Indefinite pronouns, Unit 6, Lesson 6, Grade 7, 8th English, April 30th, 2020. Hello, 7th and 8th grade. We are going to have English class right now. If you're watching this video, you are smart because this is not an easy lesson and I go through a lot of practice problems with you here, and which I think will be very, very helpful for you to complete this assignment successfully. So you do need to have your books open to page 318. And once we get rolling with here, I think you're going to have a clear idea of what indefinite pronouns are, and more importantly, how to use them in your language and also in your writing. So let's start out. We want to find the pronoun in the sentence below. Remember that a pronoun takes the place of a noun. Near the dikes, the people had time for nothing but work. So if you're looking for he, she, you, you're probably like, I don't see it anywhere. So let's find out what the answer is. The pronoun is nothing. Other pronouns like this are anything or something. Do these pronouns refer to specific nouns? So if we look at near the dikes, the people had time for nothing but work. And if I'm looking at the sentence, I'm like, well, nothing can't refer to dikes. It can't refer to people. So it's kind of indefinite. Okay, remember, definite means like it's for sure. You know exactly what it's talking about. Where indefinite, it's kind of like, well. So words such as something or anything refer to a person or thing that is not identified. Such pronouns are called indefinite pronouns. Okay, so you might still be like, I still don't know what you're talking about. Well, let's go on, see if we can clear this up. So for example, someone is arriving. Something delayed the flight. This is not identified. Like, we don't know. I mean, and if you're writing a story and you want to create suspense, or if the character sincerely doesn't know, that's when you would use an indefinite pronoun. Okay, so obviously they follow the same rules as regular pronouns. An indefinite pronoun that refers to only one person or thing is singular. An indefinite pronoun refers to more than one is plural. So that's easy, we understand that. So everyone enjoys travel. And you might be like, well, how is that singular? Because doesn't everyone need more than one? But we think every one, okay, one. Plural, many of us love to fly, so that would be plural. Some indefinite pronouns can be either singular or plural, depending on what they refer to in a sentence. So example, all of the fuel has been used. So we look, all has been talking about fuel. Fuel meaning one amount of fuel, so that would be singular. All of the flights have been canceled. Well, flights obviously ends with an S. More than one flight, that is plural, right? Something to take a look at. I put down, please see the chart on page 318. If you look at page 318, they have a really nice chart that lays out indefinite pronouns, singular, plural, and either, meaning it can be either singular or plural. Please refer to that when you do the assignment today. That will be very, very helpful. Some words that can function as indefinite pronouns can also act as adjectives modifying nouns. So see an adjective, each plane, like which. Remember, adjectives answer the questions. Which, what kind of, how many. Which plane, each plane. Indefinite pronoun, each of the planes is ready. Each meaning singular, right? So let's take a look at the try it out problems on page 319. We have identify each indefinite pronoun. Is it singular or plural? Not every sentence has an indefinite pronoun. Okay, so now we look at number 1. Again, your assignment for tomorrow is numbers 1 through 31. And after you go through this with me, I will take you through 21 problems. So please follow along with this. This is definitely to your advantage. So we look at number 1. Last year, some of the boys and girls in Mrs. Layden's class traveled with her to the Netherlands. So remember, an indefinite pronoun, it's like all, everything, something. And if you're like, I'm still not sure what it is, look at the chart on page 318. Now I'm taking a look and I see the word some. Some is also written on the chart as underneath a column that says either. Okay, so I have last year, some of the boys and girls. Well, boys and girls, it means there's a group of them. So that would be plural. So you can write the word some and then PL for plural. Let's look at number 2. Did you know that all of Western Holland is below sea level, and that nether means low? So let's try that again. Did you know that all of Western Holland is below sea level and that nether means low? So I am looking here and I see the word all of Western Holland. Well, how many Hollands are there? There's 1. So that would be singular. Number 3. Not everyone, however, took all of the tours that were planned for each day. So not everyone. Focus on the word one, okay? So everyone is singular, all of the tours. Tours meaning there's multiple, all of them, so that's plural. Number 4, naturally no one wanted to miss a trip to the chocolate factory. So if we look, and I'm looking at my chart, I look under singular, I see no one. So I'm going to put no one, one is singular, okay? So again, if you are like, I'm still not sure, use the chart on 318. It basically tells you the answers. So number 5, many of us spent hours traveling up and down the narrow canals of Amsterdam. So we look at what we have here. Remember, indefinite. So I'm looking at the chart, 'cause let's say I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, I'm not sure. And I look at plural and I see the word 3 words down, many. Well, many of us, well, that obviously is plural. Number 6, the trip has something to offer everyone. Well, I see had something to offer everyone. It does have something, but I'm not going to use that one. I'm actually going to do had something to offer everyone, everyone. Let's focus on everyone, and that is, again, singular, one, okay? Number 7, there's none. If we look, one day we visited the pottery factory at Delft, where we saw the workers hand painting some vases. Now I see the word some, but some is not an indefinite pronoun. It's not standing alone. It's modifying vases. So that's not going to work. So that's nothing. So just put none. So we look at number 9. Some of the most magnificent flowers anybody had ever seen appeared in the flower exhibit in Dam Square in Amsterdam. So some of the most magnificent flowers. So some is definitely that, because that's, remember, if it's standing alone, it's an indefinite pronoun. So some would be one. Some of the most magnificent flowers anybody had ever seen. Anybody. So some would be plural. Anybody, not anybody's or any, there's nothing, body is one. Anybody is singular. So let's back up to 8. I'm sorry I skipped 8, so let's just go back to 8. Both Mrs. Layden and her daughter were born in The Hague, but neither of them had much time to visit relatives. So we have both Mrs. Layden and her daughter were born in The Hague, but neither of them. So it's either one or the other, Mrs. Layden or daughter, so that would be singular. Okay, obviously you know number 9 because we did that one already. Let's look at number 10. None of us will ever forget the Anne Frank house where Anne's family and several friends had hid for years. Several is modifying friends as an adjective, so that's not going to work. None of us. That is one of the indefinite pronouns that's underneath the either column. Now this, actually, this will work. None is an indefinite pronoun. So we're going to put none, and it's talking of us, so it is plural. Okay? So hang with me here. Let's keep on going. So now we need to kind of step back a little bit. We got to make sure, just one thing, when an indefinite pronoun is the subject, the verb must agree with it. So someone is traveling to China. That's singular. Several in the row have tickets. So that's plural. Like they have, not like they has. It's several have. Okay? So now we're going to take a look at try it out on 320 to 321. So now we have to determine which word in the parentheses is correct. You're going to have multiple choices. So here we go. None of us has or have been to the museum. None of us, so that's plural. None have been to the museum. So some of us, again, plural, are going one day while others, plural, are. Have, are. Honestly, just make sure you go in agreement, but sometimes you can even go based on how it sounds too. So let's look at number 12. Everybody wants to pack. Now, do we do his or her or their suitcases before the last day of the trip? Well, remember, so everybody, body is singular. So everybody wants to pack. Now, because everybody is singular, you don't want to say their, because everybody is singular. You want it to agree. So I know it's awkward, but you should say his or her. If you have something that's singular, his or her is going to work. Okay, so let's go to number 13. All of our luggage, all have or has grown smaller since we arrived. Well, if we look back and we look at the chart on 318, all can be either. We're saying all luggage is one group, so all would be singular. So all we would have for 13 is has. Number 14, each of the men, each. So each is considered singular. Each of the men is stopping in Frankfurt, Germany on the way to his destination. So that's another tricky one because you're like, well, isn't men plural? We're not talking about men. We're talking about when they're saying each. Each is singular because it's a group. So each is, and then to his. And the reason why we pick his is because we know it's masculine because we have men. And we know it's singular because each is singular. Okay? It's blowing your mind. I know it is. Number 15. Both of the customs officials, both, plural, have finished checking most of the passengers. Number 16. Have or has, all of them brought his or her or their passports. All is plural, so it would be have, all of them brought. You don't have to say his or her because his or her is singular. You could actually say their. Okay. 17, all of the jobs, again, plural, are done. Number 18, none of the tickets, none of the tickets. So we're looking back. Let's say I look back at the chart because I'm like, I'm not sure. And then I see, of course, none is under either. So which one would it be? But then I look and it says none of the tickets. So meaning multiple tickets. So it would be have. Number 19, everybody on the overseas flight. Remember, body, one, singular, was delayed. Number 20, few in the last hour. Few means plural, were. And 21, many in the room could not find. It's many, it's considered plural, there. Yeesh, that's a tricky one. All right, so this is your assignment. So we look at numbers 22. So you need to do numbers 22 through 31. That's it. So that's not too bad. Write each sentence, underline each indefinite pronoun, and label it singular or plural. All right, so for those of you who are watching this video, what I would suggest, hang on here, is you can write it like this. Okay? You don't have to write out the sentence. You can choose to do it like this, where you basically just identify it and then write down whether it's singular or plural. And another bonus for those of you who are watching this video, I'm going to give you a clue. All right, some of these have more than one. Here they are. Number 22 has 2. Number 30 has 2, and number 31 has 2. So it's 22, 30, and 31. All right, remember to use your chart, look back at the directions, and let me know if you have any questions. All right, looking forward to seeing your work.